Good afternoon. This is the video newsletter for buysellshort.com for Sunday, October 18th. Nice market last week. We were finally able to break over that 10K mark. Granted, we did close slightly below it on Friday, and that, of course, is what dominated the headlines, not the fact that, we breached the 10K mark for the week. But as you can see, we're still stuck in this bearish rising wedge on the Dow 15-minute chart, 600 plus points now on this up move. We've got a very key earnings week this week. A lot of the big conglomerate companies report their earnings this week, so it's all going to depend on what kind of spend they have. We need to continue seeing guidance upgraded, and that'll be what will push the market higher in the near term. As you can see here on the daily chart, the stair-stepping process that we've been in over the last couple of months continues. Possible near-term top here at the 10,000 area. But again, as I said, it's all going to depend on what spin comes out of the earnings reports this week. One positive is volume is starting to finally tick higher, which is what's been lacking in this market right now. But supports that we're looking at, 9,900. You can see that support on the 15-minute chart. That's the 200-day moving average. And then below that, of course, we have the 20-day exponential at 9,800, give or take a few points. So if we do see a pullback this week, this will be our support zone, 9,800 to 9,900. All the indicators are, of course, overbought. Not really a surprise here, but overbought can get more overbought, as you know, especially when the bulls are stampeding. One thing to note, however, is, of course, the US dollar and oil. The large part of the reason that we saw, other than earnings over the last couple of weeks, the move up in the market was, of course, this sell-off that we called in the dollar. But it looks like the dollar may have a near-term bottom in here and could have a few days of upside, which will, of course, impact the price of oil, which is up 20% over the last couple of weeks. And that in turn may be what gives us our excuse for a retrace in the overall market. As you can see, whenever we've had these moves on this stair step over the last couple of months, we move up for a couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, and then we see a 3, 4, 5 day pullback of, like, I believe we're averaging about 400 to 500 points on the pullback. So, that would take us back down to the 50-day moving average and the uptrend line that goes back to the July lows. So, we've got a lot of tailwinds ahead of us here. We've got a big earnings report week. And one other thing to note, the SMH has been pretty weak since Intel reported their earnings. And typically what we've seen before each of the overall market retraces is the weakness comes into the tech stocks slash SMH first. Then as the Dow starts to go into a little retrace, we see strength and money flow back into the tech. So again, this is just another sign that perhaps we could be seeing a pullback coming in the next few days. Of course, as usual, and as I've said before, earnings news trumps everything, even the charts, so we'll be paying close attention to that. Stock plays, however, ZHNE, this is our favorite tech play. This is a big time laggard compared to its peers. These guys report earnings after the close on Tuesday. I expect it to be a decent report, and that the report should finally bust ZHNE out of here. Its peers like OCLR, ACLS, etc., are up multiple 100% here in the last few weeks, and Zone is the last big time laggard and should follow. It's bouncing nicely off its 20-day exponential again. Showed pretty good strength on Friday, despite the fact that the market was down. So buyers are probably going to come into this stock tomorrow and Tuesday ahead of its earnings report. A close over 65 cents sets this one free. Of course, as I mentioned on the video on Thursday, another sign that the dollar was possibly bottom and oil was getting topped is a lot of momentum moving into the small cap oil plays. That's probably going to continue again tomorrow. BDCO was a trading alert on Friday, 52 cents, traded as high as 63 cents. Looks very, very good. Nice volume spike on this one, and we should see continuation on this one tomorrow to the 70-cent area. Our other one that we got into on Thursday was TGC. Hit our first target on the nose, continued, almost hit second target up at 70 cents. Very nice volume, great chart breakout here, and this one should continue higher on Monday. Volume has been very, very nice in this one. As you can see, all the indicators are just super, super bullish here right now, and this one definitely should see higher prices come Monday. Next target again is the 75-cent area on this play. The radio stocks are just looking fantastic here, and traders are starting to connect the dots here after the Google's earning report. Advertising revenue is starting to rebound for Google, and that is a great sign for sectors like radio, newspaper, etc., that are already starting to see that reflected in their stock prices. But RGCI looks fantastic here, in my opinion. This one should be a big mover this week. It and its peer SBSA, we're looking for a breakout here at 64 cents tomorrow, and a run to the $1 area this week. I really believe both of these stocks can make a very big run this week. SBSA, just tremendous strength, very big buying volume on this one. Look for a big breakout here tomorrow as well, and SBSA should drag RGCI up with it. All the indicators are just fantastically bullish. I mean, check out this ADX, very, very, very strong. Same thing on SBSA, very, very, very strong. And as I've been pounding the table over the last several weeks, when you see ADX strength like this and unbalanced volume, I mean, they are just pouring back into this stock. And if you look at multi-year charts for both of these stocks and the other radio plays, the upside potential is dramatic in my opinion. So these two should be very big movers this week. RGCI would be looking to accumulate this one on any dips under 60 cents with very strong support at 50 cents. This one is pretty close to a load the boat play. I'm hesitant to call load the boat just because of where the market is, but the setups on both of these stocks just look fantastic in my opinion. Sirius, very, very strong over the last couple of days, especially on Friday, and this one is about ready to trigger a buy signal here. We're about to get a positive MACD cross that should happen tomorrow, and the last two positive MACD crosses have resulted in very big upside moves on this stock. As I mentioned before, the Cash for Clunkers program likely drove a lot of subscribers into this stock, and the indicators, chart indicators, just look very, very good here. And then again, short interest is down massive in this stock, like I said a few days ago, 17% drop in short interest. And this is the kind of stock with mutual fund year end coming up in the next couple of weeks. We could definitely see a Vonage VG type move on this one where it just spikes to $1. So very, very close watch on this one. Would look to nibble a small little position if you don't have any 60 cents and under with 55-cent stops, and again 75-cent target on this one. RSI looking very, very good here, and with the positive MACD cross, this one looks to be a go this week. Just a quick mention on PLUG. The only reason I'm mentioning this one had a big spike to $1.35 early on the week on the rumor of a very large order. This was the same rumor that came out a couple of weeks ago, and we jumped in ACPW, and their news ended up, that rumor news became true about a week or so later. So I would look to this one, possibly if it retraces back to the $1 area, might be worth picking up a small nibble position. If and when that news comes, it could yield a nice, easy 25% gain on this one. So this one is on watch here over the next couple of days. Last but not least, we have ASTM. This one is in full accumulation mode right now. November is going to be a very big month for ASTM. They've unblinded their heart trial, vascular trial. Gets unblinded right now, and then they're also a keynote presenter at the Heart Conference November 13th. So we are in full accumulation mode on this one. 36 cents and under. First target is 40 to 42 cents, which is, 10-15% gain. But if this one has the November, I think it's going to have, we're looking at another move back to the 50-cent area. So this one is in full accumulation mode. Just add on dips, stochastics under 20. So that is about to trigger a buy when it crosses up here near term. So that's pretty much it for the video. We've got a lot of potential big plays. Really loving the setup on RGCI and SBSA. And then, of course, we've got earnings on ZHNE. So it should be a very active session for us tomorrow. That's it for the video. See you guys in the chat room. Goodbye.